Hello everyone and welcome to Plane Accident Prologue. Now this early access game is set to release on February 22nd, which is just in about a little bit more than a week. And we have played the demo previously, and we basically investigate different various plane crashes that obviously are set fictional for the game. So let's go ahead and continue our adventure on the first day, and let's see what we get into today. So we have to go through training. First day on the new job. Oh, I don't like this. This is inverted. Mouse invert. No. No. Take the backpack from the trunk. Alright. Find the wreckage. Well, it can't be that hard to find the wreckage since we're literally in a shop. So wreckage is right here. Secure the wreckage. So we have to secure the wreckage with markers. I don't understand what this actually does. Oh, okay, I see. I see now. Alright, so we have to extinguish the flames. Fire is still burning, so we have a thing which... this flame right here. And there's another flame right here. Perfecto. Secure the evidence. They secure all parts of the aircraft and other evidence. So we got to take a look around and secure whatever evidence that we can. So we place with a marker. So there's marker 1. Got a bottle. Sometimes some evidence is hard to find, so we can use a drone. Scan for map. Interesting. Alright, so it's going to look for parts for us, supposedly. I was going to say, I don't think that's evidence. We have that, the bottle, and I thought the plane itself would be evidence, but I guess not. And there is the wing. All right, so we got our parts. Prepare the photographic documentation. Every time we need to create a photographic, blue circles indicate place that contains subjects worth recording. Enter the blue circle right there. Perfecto. I do remember having to go through this training previously. Then we have this over here. Perfecto. Order the wreckage to be transported. Go to the hangar and establish the cause of the crash. So we got that part. Now we got to read the case documents, which are in the office, I'm assuming. Alright, here we go. Can collect the data about the accident, how it crashed. Okay, I understand. So now we have a technical log. So check the technical documentation. XYZ service, replace components, engine, no other malfunctions. Comprehensive technical review of the aircraft in quick, poor, but cheap services. Replace components, wings, hyperspeed. No other malfunctions found. The work was done by Mechanic X. So now we have to call Mechanic X. Oh no, we checked the flight log. So Airfield 2, Airfield flight, weather cloudy, flight duration 35 minutes without disruptions. Airfield 1, Airfield 2 flight, weather sunny. Okay, now we have to go to the photos. Photo number 1. Photo doesn't add anything to the case. Inspect the substances inside the bottle. And now we have to check testimonies of witnesses. So plane exploded in the air. It was a bomb. Very unlikely, but we have to check every clue. Okay, so the black box. First, we have to check the blueprint of the plane. Oh, we can't even go out that way. Okay. So black box is towards the center of the plane. Got that. Let's go ahead and head over here to our airplane. Looks like it's kept right in here. Find the tool station. Okay. Guess we'll need the drill to open up the black box. All right, what do I do with this then? Aha, put it right there. Let's grab the black box. What is the black box station? Did it really not take it? Okay, so we got our black box out. We had to drill it out of there. Add the black box right here. Alright, so now we inspect the black box. Or to read the correct reading of the aircraft's last flight, we have to adjust the airwaves. If both the sinusoids are at the same position, then the reading results will be sent via email. Alright, reading is correct, so let's receive that email. Will that be back in the office, I'm assuming? Yes. Inbox. Black box decoder. Recording was decoded successfully. Result of the reading. During the flight, the plane would rapidly lose altitude a number of times. Must be inspected whether it was caused by the weather conditions or the steering system malfunction. Send the result for further investigation in the Aviation Aerodynamics Institute. Open the outbox and send the prepared message. Find out what Mechanic X will tell us, so we gotta call them. Plane was functional. Taking care of the plane, machine was new and functional. It was bought the previous year, required no reparations, and the inspections were conducted on time. Okay. So we got to place all clues on the board. So send the bottle for analysis. 3 clues on my desk. Let's check what's inside the mysterious bottle. Let's send it for analysis. Go out of the office and pick up the bottle. Items and parts ought to be sent by a courier so go to the packing stand and put it into the box. Alright, so let's go ahead and send that out. Alright, so now we get to go read the email. Come to you by courier. You'll hear a characteristic honk when he arrives. You'll find the test results in your email. Of course, that will take a while. Okay, so it had no problems when steering. We thoroughly inspected the black box recording and have compared it to other conditions on the plane's flight route. Losses of altitude were caused by the natural weather phenomena and not by any problems with the steering of the plane. The plane's control systems were functional. Okay. That's good. So now we got to reconstruct the wreckage. Probably going to need the drill. Alright, the hatch, obviously we can't do that just yet. And the rudder. I was about to say, can I not pick up the rudder with the drill? Make a scan of the wreckage. So we need a scan for explosives, which I honestly doubt there are any, so we can just rule out that method. Or I guess that, not method, but that customer clue or witness or statement or whatever it would be. Receive the box and the email with the examination results. So the battery is almost dead. There we go, new battery. So the courier is back with the examination results. So unpacking station, put it back to where it probably was. Email has arrived, check your inbox. Definitely think that it is the weather related as it is, or the pilot could have been intoxicated. Check the contents. It turns out to be contain hydrogen peroxide. Substance could not have influenced the plane accident in any way. Okay, so let's check the scan results. Scan has indicated a significant amount of TNT on the fuselage of the plane and numerous marks caused by an explosion. The plane most probably exploded in mid-air. So bomb was the cause. Well, a bomb after all, job never ceases to surprise us. Two conclusions, it's only training, so the cause may be a bomb. Every clue ought to be thoroughly inspected, since even the most absurd one can turn out to be true. Let's also order the evidence on the board. So it was an explosion in the air. Flight control system is okay. Regular water. Just one more thing, must correctly indicate the cause of the catastrophe. Put an X marker. Okay, we did that. Alright, so we finished our training. From now on, we can conduct investigations on our own. Good luck with further investigations. Alright. It took us 10 minutes. Not bad. Let's go on to the next case here. So a plane has crashed on the reservation near Carltown. A Beechcraft Sundowner C-23 light aircraft has crashed. Weather conditions were ideal. Pilot Alfred Goldberg did not survive. Body has been secured by appropriate services. Discover the cause of the crash. So this is the Goldberg case, is what the title of the scenario is. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our backpack. Let's go ahead and find the wreckage. Hopefully it's not behind this house. That'd be crazy. There's a nice little tractor. It's gotta be back this way. It just has to be. I think I see it. Nope, that's a waterfall. There it is. I see the plane. Oh, yeah, that's a very bad accident. Okay. So now we have to secure the area, which is the first thing that we do. Oh, it's about to spark. There it is. It's on fire. Oh, I see a flask. About to say, I see a flask on the what looked like to be the floorboard. So we got that. The seat. We got a flask. Got this part back here. So there's 10 things that we need to find. There's some stuff back here. I don't think this has anything to do with it. Yeah, no. There's another piece that we completely just walked right past, supposedly. There's another piece. I feel like we've done this one already in the demo, but this might take us a little bit more in depth in the prologue. Is from what I will understand. I don't know if that's going to be the actual case or not, but it is wishful thinking for sure. So I'll need my drone. Obviously, the drone's going to have to go for the map first, and then it'll scan for parts. Now I need it to scan for... I'll just scan all zones, I guess. I don't know. And zone 4. Alright, so we do have a couple more things. So we have, looks like we're sitting right on top of one. Alright, so there is another piece of wreckage right here that we could mark. This plane seat. I guess I should look more inside the actual place versus, you know, trying to walk around. So there's one more piece that we gotta find. Looks like there might be something all the way back here. Yes, there is. Alright, perfect. Prepare the photographic documentation. So we definitely will have to photograph this. Show where it is to the crash scene. We'll have to photograph the aircraft, of course. Probably from a couple different angles. Alright, we got a picture of the flask over here, which is what they most likely want to see. Another photo of the aircraft, and then this one would be the propeller. Order the wreck to be transported. Here come the guys to transport the wreckage. Alright, let's go ahead and hop into the office here, read all the documentation that we have. The place was Carltown area, outskirts of Blue Creek. Aircraft, we already got that. There is no recorder. Went from New York to Mount Mary. 1 passenger, 1 victim. And Goldberg. An industrialist boarded his light aircraft in a hurry and took off in the direction of Mount Mary. Weather conditions were ideal. The pilot did not report any malfunctions. Machine suddenly lost altitude and crashed on the territory of Blue Creek Forest Reservation. Alright, let's read the technical log here real fast. So the current one was 11 here. So we have... he replaced the ailerons and the wings, the altimeter, conversation of the yoke, replacement of all position and signal lights. After the replacements, aircraft underwent a review and at present requires no further conversation. I replaced tires, replacement of window in the door, rest of everything is good. This is at Aerotech, propeller replacement, excess mileage, and replacement of steering lines. Served at Aerotech, replaced components, fluids, and the cockpit heating system. Also at Aerotech, fuel line, body control system, and the hydraulic system in the right side of the body. Aerotech service, replaced components, set of tires, nothing else. And this was a technical review at Aerotech as well, replaced components, all fluids, air and fuel filters, and nothing else was found. Pilot flight log. So New York to from Mount Mary to New York, okay, 70 minutes, everything was good. New York to Sullivan Hills, weather, scattered showers, 135 minutes, aircraft was operational. Mechanic Paul's and telephone number. So Savannah to New York, weather partially clouded, 145 minutes. Engine slightly stuttered. Let the mechanic Paul inspect the matter. Blah, 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 blah. New York to Boston to New York was continuous rainfall, windy, 135 to 155 minutes. Work without problems. Okay. New York to Mount Mary, 80, no disruptions. Mount Mary to New York, cloudy, all good. And Mount Mary, weather, okay. Read the witness statements. So the assistant, so his number's been added. What a tragedy. He had found out that Margaret, his wife, had gone to their house in the mountains, not alone but with someone. Okay, so his wife was cheating on him. He might have been drunk. Wanted to catch him red-handed. I brought him to the airport. He got in the aircraft, and the mechanic Paul was responsible for the aircraft. Maybe he will know something more about it. Another person worth asking is Mrs. Goldberg. I don't believe this to be an ordinary accident. I mean, yeah, I believe it. Cause of the pilot's death were numerous internal injuries caused by the aircraft crashing into the ground. I've excluded the participation of third parties. It's good that such tragedies seldom occur in our area. Okay. Helen's and Old Bill's number have been added. Well, a tragedy's happened. Not much is left of the man. I've managed to find out that the people who saw the accident were Helen and Old Bill. Go and ask them. Maybe they will tell you something more. Let's go look at the photographic evidence. Aileron is very far from the wreckage. I did notice that. That doesn't add anything. Alcohol, check whether Goldberg could have been drunk. Doesn't add anything. And of course, I don't think this one does either. I'm so used to hitting escape. Alright, so probably have, I was going to say, there's probably nothing in the inbox. So, we have the assistant, alcohol. Let us go ahead and call Paul and the witnesses. Working with aircrafts for almost 20 years, 7 to 8 which have been with the Goldbergs. When I do things, it's always top notch. I never allow myself any screw ups. You can check it by making a scan. Okay, so Mrs. Goldberg, this is a message. Helen, I was driving with my kids and I saw a falling plane. It was flying in a slanted way as if it had trouble staying in the air. Steering, send the aileron for a further inspection. Yeah, we gotta send the engine. Oh man, I was coming out to throw some grain to them chickens, and here I see this big old plane going right down. Black smoke coming out of its tail. Must have been some engine malfunction. I mean, I know back in Vietnam I served in the Air Force. Okay, so I'm like 100% certain this was the same thing that we dealt with in the demo a while back, and I believe the wife actually did tamper with the aircraft, if I remember correctly. So we have Helen, check the aileron, mechanic Paul, oh that's Old Bill, check the engine. Okay, assemble the aircraft. So we'll go ahead and send the parts for an examination. That's the hatch. That's the aileron, so we'll go ahead and take that. Oh, so we can't do that just yet. Okay. Grab our drill. Handy dandy drill. So the hatch, let's put that back on. flap. Might have to have something else go first. Propeller. The left door. Now we can do this, I'm pretty sure. No. So we need the seats. We got to take the left door off to put the seats on. I'm getting there. I know I'm kind of stupid, but I'm getting there. I think there was both seats that were out of the aircraft. Yes, that is correct. Seriously, I have to do that seat first. Are you kidding me? Or can I not do it from this side? Because that'd be very stupid if I can't. Alright, there we go. So there's the wing. Now we got to put the door on. So now there's the flap. Now the flap can go on the wing. Of course, the battery's dead. Alright, there's the flap, and there's the aileron. What's next? Oh, okay. The yoke. Which we have to open the door for. Alright, so let's go ahead and make a scan. We want to scan for explosives and scan the surface. No detection, we'll scan the surface, and then I search in, I don't know about the ice thing, I don't think we have to, but we'll just do it just in case. No damages, discuss the results with Mechanic Paul. We have to take the aileron off, and that's going to go in a box. Then we have to take the engine off, and we'll see that on the blueprint. Seriously, we have to put the tool back? Are you kidding me? Like, we can't just take the tool in there, look at the blueprints? That's ridiculous. So the engine is just on the outside of the propeller. I hate that. You have to hit the arrows. Like, why can't you just hit the escape button like on normal games or on other games and just do it that way? But no. So they have enough pallets for everything. There's the engine. Get that sent away. Then we have to check the components of the flask. Do I send them? How do I send them on their way then? Oh, so we got to send that in for an examination too. I mean, I feel like all we got to do is just do a sniff test. Alright, so he's going. We'll go ahead and call 4 of the witnesses, see what they saw. No new clues yet. Told you the plane was functional. Plane's last review was at Aerotech. Miss Goldberg brought the plane back herself. Is the wife a pilot? Of course, it was her who usually flew the plane to the mountains. Okay, so we got to call Aerotech now. Let's call Mrs. Goldberg. Confirm the report of the assistant. Oh well, a violent life and a violent death. He was always a ticking bomb. I never knew when he would explode and start another fight. I had wanted to break up for a long time, but my husband didn't want to give me a divorce. How did we meet? Ironically, many years ago, we met at an aero club. Okay. Call the assistant. Things had been sour between the Goldbergs for a long time. She wanted divorced and he would not, and he would say it would be over his dead body. It was about their common property, $1 million. For some time, Mrs. Goldberg would take the plane and look for some peace and quiet in the mountains. It's very suspicious that this time she did not take the plane. There's Aerotech. Aerotech, can I help you? Did we take care of Goldberg's plane? Yes, as far as I can remember. Miss Goldberg brought it here personally about a year ago. It all looked good in the papers. Maybe Jim, who conducted the inspection, will be able to tell you something more. Unfortunately, he's not at work, but try reaching him on his cell phone. Alright. So, let's add some more clues. So we have the wife is a pilot as well. Murder. Aerotech. We have to go, I guarantee you we have to go to, okay, so yeah, we have to grab it from the frickin' thing, unbox it, and then put it back to where it was. Email has arrived. So, okay, so we have not received the other stuff yet. Having conducted the analysis, we confirm that there is a 15-year-old Scotch whiskey inside. Okay, so let's, might have been intoxicated, but doesn't necessarily mean anything. Was there whiskey in the hip flask? I recommend a blood test to check whether Goldberg was piloting under the influence. How do I order a blood test? I'd like to know how I order a blood test, though. That's my thing. So the engine's back. The aileron's not back, though. Oh, hold on. I know what we gotta do. Gotta go to the outbox. Carry out a blood test. Okay, there we go. So this is for the engine. Having conducted a series of tests, we found no technical malfunctions during the crash. The engine was operational. Okay, so engine's functional. Any new emails? Wonder if the courier's back with the aileron. He is. So it could be a standard thing of the wife, you know, tampered with the plane, which I do slightly remember in the previous one, or he could have also been intoxicated. We've checked the aileron, and the preliminary analysis showed that the aileron could have fallen off before hitting the ground. We've checked the aileron, and the preliminary analysis showed that the aileron could have fallen off before hitting the ground. We suspect it to be the fault of the applied mounting screws. We recommend a further examination of the screws with kind regards. Okay, so this one's actually getting real tricky here. So, mounting malfunction, where are the screws? So the screws on here. Send the screws for an examination. There are those. Alright, so let's go ahead and put that out there. Like I said, I think the wife did tamper with the aircraft, and I believe he was intoxicated at the time. Screws, call the witnesses. Mechanic Jim. Check the technical documentary when the aileron was serviced. Yeah, I was the one that made it last inspection. Well, I mean, in general, it was all good. The aileron didn't touch it. If it was replaced, it must have been done earlier and not in our place. Mrs. Goldberg, the blonde one, pretty hot for her age, by the way. Did I talk to her? Nah, I'm kind of shy with women. Okay. I wanted to leave him for a long time, but he wouldn't grant me a divorce. It would have been too shameful for him. Why didn't I take the plane to the mountains that day? I took the car and visited my lawyer on the way in order to file the divorce anyway. You can check it. Do you suggest that it was me who caused the accident? That's ludicrous. Okay. So, receive the email with the blood examination. The blood test of the deceased man indicated an alcohol level of 0.0 per mile. Pilot was sober. Okay, so he had the flask, but that doesn't mean that he was intoxicated. So now we have to check to see when the aileron was serviced. So it was October 24th of 2019. She might have an alibi. That doesn't mean anything, so let's go ahead and check the screws. Pretty sure it was probably murder. It has to be. Where do you want these bad boys? Everything's done via email here. Delivered screws had been made from poor quality steel and had no required attestations. Such screws should never be used in aircrafts where all the parts must endure exceptionally difficult operating conditions. Alright, so the aileron was surfaced October 24th, 2019. We got that. Let's add the things to here. So who changed the screws? So let's call Mechanic Jim. Okay, so it wasn't him. Let's call Flycraft. Goldberg's plane inspection. Please give me a moment. I'll check. The plane was brought by Mr. Goldberg personally. It was about 3 years ago. We made the inspection and replaced the aileron, among other things. Young Tom was taking care of it. I'll give you his phone number and maybe he'll be able to tell you something more. Okay, so he can't yet. I can confirm that on this Pharaoh day, Miss Goldberg arrived at my office and we took care of her divorce papers. The proof, if there's a need, I can provide the monitoring footage from the office's reception hall. Goldberg's plane, I remember it well. This Goldberg guy kept on screaming that he wanted it all to go faster. An exceptionally unpleasant character. If I wasn't at work, I'd punch his face in. The aileron, yes, I replaced it. The problem with the screws, I've got no idea. I ordered the screws at All Stuff Inc. Yeah, I can send the order. Okay. We've received your order for the universal screws. The expected delivery time is 4 days, blah, 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 blah. Send the email with the test results of the bolts to All Stuff. Have you sold screws to Flycraft in the past? I have the test results that the bolts do not have the required approvals. Be grateful for an explanation. Alright, so now we gotta wait for a thing. So alibi is confirmed, so maybe it wasn't her. So it might have been the mechanic. Email arrived. We have indeed sold such screws, but it was clearly stated in the advertisement that they had no attestation since they are collector's item. I'm attaching the screen from our shop as proof. Alright, so now we get to call Tom again. Oh, I knew it would come back to bite us. These screws, Goldberg kept screaming he was in a hurry and that he had to have the plane ready right at the moment. Unfortunately, there was no aileron screws anywhere, missing stocks. I was sick and tired of that guy and the fact that he kept screaming at me. I wanted him off my back, so I ordered replacements for the screws on the internet. They said they were no different from the originals. I was young and stupid. I definitely wouldn't do that now, believe me. So that's an X, that is an X, that is an X. So Helen saw a plane flying in a slanted manner which had lost controllably. Cause had been the aileron which got detached from the wing, caused by a fracture in the bolts fastening the aileron. The bolts did not have the right attestation, should have not been used. Young Tom mechanic had used uncertified bolts in order to fulfill Goldberg's unrealistic expectations as quickly as possible. Rush turned out to have fatal consequences. Young Tom had been accused of dereliction on duty and negligent homicide and might be facing up to 8 years in prison. The interesting thing is that Miss Goldberg had paid for Tom's attorney from her own resources. She claims that her husband was a raging nutcase who would force others to obey him, so it wasn't the boy's fault that he wanted to fulfill Goldberg's absurd demands as quickly as possible. Miss Goldberg inherited all the family fortune after her husband's death. She decided to permanently move to the mountains and settle down with the new partner, hired an attorney to run the company. The assistant was immediately fired by Miss Goldberg due to baseless accusations. The boy did not receive positive letters of recommendation and has been having trouble finding work for a while now. Well, that sucks. That really does suck. The life of the remaining people. Okay, I guess we missed that. True cause of the disaster, and so take on the next case. Alright guys, well that is gonna go ahead and do it for this one. Supposedly you only have the training and the Goldberg case, which is pretty much the same thing as in the demo. If I recall correctly, I don't think there's any more cases that we can go to, because as soon as you hit continue the adventure you get taken to the same exact case. So I think that is the only one that we can do in the prologue. But if you guys enjoyed the game, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of it. Also, by hitting the like button, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, this game is set to release on February 22nd of this year, so a little bit more than a week or so. And yes, make sure you guys follow me on all the social media, as well as the Discord server. Everything you need to know is in the description down below, as well as a link to the Steam page for the game. I will catch you guys here on the next video. Take care, everyone.